Hi, this is Frank Warren. You're watching Lights Out.
This is Faisal for Lights Out, proudly sponsored by Spartans Law. We're here in London for today's press conference ahead of Fight Week at the Copper Box Arena, where Hamzah Sheeraz will take on Liam Williams in what promises to be a very exciting fight and a big test for Hamzah Sheeraz. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Francis Warren. Francis, first interview of 2024. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, thank you, mate. I'm good. What a scoop, eh? What a scoop.
Yeah, it definitely is. Very entertaining press conference up there, but like I said, it's a big test for Hamzah Sheeraz in 2024. Do you believe that this is the year perhaps he ends the year as maybe as a world champion?
Listen, there's some good fights out there for Hamzah. Liam's a tough fight, though. I mean, it really is a tough fight, and Hamzah's at that stage where, I mean, the last fella was supposed to be a tough one as well, and he got rid of him pretty quickly. So, I think Liam will prove his toughest test, and if he comes through that, then obviously we're talking about, former Liam Williams opponent Chris Eubank Jr. and then Liam Smith and Nathan Heaney potentially in the summer. There's three really good domestic fights there, but obviously if the right opportunity presents itself at world level, then I'm sure that Queensberry and his manager Andy and the team around Hamzah would all jump at the opportunity. But it's got to be the right fight for him. He's still a young man, still learning, and it doesn't bode very well for the rest of the division that he keeps getting better and better and better every single fight. With every single camp, he's learning new things, and he's he's developing into, he's fulfilling the potential that everybody saw in him early doors, I think within the next 12 months you'll certainly see him presented with an opportunity to fight for a world title. But very excited about the domestic scene. Chris, Liam, and Nathan, they're thereabouts as well for their opportunity onto that next level. And I think it's a very exciting time for the middleweight division in the UK. Very similar to light heavyweight division. There's some real good fights to be made. Nobody's got to get on a plane. No one has to worry about a visa. Just have a look. Just have a look up the M1. There's some plenty of good fights up around the corner.
Yeah, and definitely good for us in terms of not having to travel out far. But as you mentioned, there's good fights domestically, but there's also a rivalry to look forward to between Queensberry and Matchroom. And doing a podcast and doing a bit of matchmaking, one of the fights that I really like potentially, if Hamzah gets through on Saturday night, is him versus Amma Williams. So that's a fight that potentially can feature on that undercard. Is that a fight that maybe you'd look to entertain if Hamzah can't get those other British fights?
Like I said, I think there's plenty of fights out there for him. I know Ammo's been mentioned several times, over and over again, as a potential opponent for Hamzah. I think Liam Williams is obviously the priority. The 5v5 card, there's so much speculation about it, and so that's why it's so much fun and it's going to be such a great night. So let's get through this and over the next couple of weeks, the next fight for Hamzah will materialise.
I'm hearing that there's potentially a transfer window that could take place for that card, where both sets of promoters can loan in fighters to represent their team. Is that true, Francis?
I don't know, mate. Transfer.
It's like FIFA 2024, isn't it?
I know. It's championship boxing.
Fair enough. Moses Itauma, I believe, is meant to feature on the Tyson Fury Alexander Usyk undercard. But obviously we know what's happened with that fight. So what can you tell us in terms of Moses? Will he maybe perhaps get a fight on the
rearranged card? He'll be on the rearranged card, and hopefully we get him out at least once, maybe twice before then. That's the plan.
You mentioned Pierce O'Leary, another fighter that you look after. What's the plans with him this year? Some big fights for him out there.
He's going to box March 16th on the Magnificent Seven show in Birmingham. Just finalised as an opponent, but I can tell you that it's a former world champion. Will provide definitely his toughest test yet. And then I'd like Pierce to be in the mix for the European title within the next 2 or 3 fights. He's been a pro now, I think 3.5, 4 years nearly, and he's ready for that next level up. Good international, as I said, good international, former world champion, coming for his next opponent. Comes through that, I think we'll see where we're at, and he's got a good ranking with the European in the EBU. He's at number 7, and if you whittle your way down it, if the actually I don't want to say that. What I want to say is that Pierce is not far off being next in line, the next mandatory for that after the next round of fights between Adam and Dalton. So he'll be in that mix by the end of the year.
Obviously, it's still kind of fresh with the Tyson Fury injury and that fight having to be postponed. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's good that we have got another date to look forward to. But there was obviously a lot said towards Tyson Fury, a lot of negative in terms of the injury.
We don't do Tyson Fury. Anyway, let's wind this one up.
Fair enough. Okay, just one final.
Yarde quickly?
Yeah, Anthony Yarde, good test for him on Saturday night. If he could come through, are we hoping that Joshu Buatsi fight is next, or maybe even Callum Smith?
That's the fight we want. That's the fight. Josh wants it. Anthony wants it. So we're all going to work very hard to get it done. That's what we want to do.
Francis Warren, a pleasure as always. Thank you very much for your time. Best of luck Saturday night, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Cheers, mate.